All right, Nick, let's talk about the USC Trojans. This offseason for the Trojans started off a little slow, but the momentum has been gaining. They've been doing bigger and bigger moves. And this latest move by the Trojans, I think, is going to be the biggest. They are in hyperdrive mode, and this thing is going absolutely crazy. I think this will be a huge deal for them going forward. But before we get into that, I'm Andrew, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, guys, I alluded to big move potential here for the Trojans, but I say potential, it's pretty much guaranteed at this point. These are going to be a really great one for USC. Let's get on to the article and we can talk more about it on the other side. This is from Athlon Sports. It says, one of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2026, Oregon commit Jonas Williams has received a projection to flip his pledge to another Big Ten program. Williams is rated as the number 6 quarterback and the number 2 player in the state, making him the number 94 recruit overall in this class per On3 Sports. Williams committed to head coach Dan Lanning in the Ducks on August 3rd, but his recruitment has heated up as of late, and head coach Lincoln Riley's Trojans offered him a scholarship on Wednesday. According to On3's Scott Schrader, the 4-star is expected to back off his pledge to the Ducks in favor of USC. I think this would be huge for the Ducks. I know it sounds like deja vu because they just got another big-time quarterback, but this just shows Lincoln Riley, he's doing his job. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one, Nick. But before we get to you, Trojans fans, in the comment section below, let us know. What are you thinking? There's a ton of quarterback talent coming to this team. You have some great quarterbacks on the roster, but with all of this potential coming in, we're talking about the onset years here in 2026. Talk about 2025. Which of these quarterback prospects are you the most excited about? There's so many to pick. I'm just curious what your thoughts are in the comment section below. But nonetheless, Nick, what do you think about this latest out of the Trojans?
So when you look at everything that is involved with the story, getting a top recruit in the 2026 class after USC has done a phenomenal job recruiting the quarterback position this offseason, fantastic, right? You're flipping a recruit, 100% guarantee. I'll only come with 100%, but I tell you what, that's pretty aggressive. Means it's a done deal, right? At least as far as the prediction goes. And those guys over there, they know what they're talking about. So I trust them there that this is going to be a done deal. So not only getting a quarterback position, another recruit there, which is obviously awesome, but flipping them from a conference rival, West Coast rival in Oregon. That's absolutely outstanding. But you also have to look at it at another level because you have to look at the coaching dynamic and the culture set and the recruiting talent. And we talk about basically about 30 different college teams on this channel. And we talk about the Oregon Ducks a fair amount because they're a well-run program. Dan Lanning has done a great job. They're a great recruiting team, great transfer team, very talented, good X's and O's across the board. Take nothing away from the guys up in Eugene, Oregon. They do phenomenal work. And despite that, Lincoln Riley flipped this guy, or all reports are that he's going to flip this guy. This is an incredible move by Lincoln Riley and the USC Trojans. It's one thing if this kid had been committed to Oregon State, not to pick on Oregon State, but it's a different kind of vibe. It's another thing if this kid had been committed to Purdue, right? Different kind of vibe. Honestly, it would have been another thing if this kid had been committed to UCLA or something like that. Different kind of vibe. But this was a kid who was committed to the Oregon Ducks, a team that was number one in the country basically all of the last season. They're ranked high again going into the projections for 2025 to be another playoff contending team. They won the Big Ten, their first year in the Big Ten. Dan Lanning's done great things. They do great things in the transfer portal. A lot of guys to the NFL. They go back and forth. They've been one of the better programs in college football, recruiting and on the field the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. And despite all of that, this kid wants to play for Lincoln Riley at USC. This is what the Trojans have lacked since the Pete Carroll era. They've had great recruiting cycles. They've had a few good top guys want to come to their program. USC's a blue blood. It's going to happen. But when it comes to these massive flips, getting guys that were tied to top tier national championship contending teams and getting them to come down to Los Angeles and play for the Trojans, that hasn't happened in a very long time. And this is why they brought Lincoln Riley in, because this is what Lincoln Riley did at Oklahoma, bringing in guys like Caleb Williams, East Coast kid from Washington, D.C., to come to Norman, Oklahoma. And of course, he then followed him out west. This is why you bring him in, to make recruiting moves like this, to take quality guys from Oregon, to take quality guys from Ohio State, to take quality guys from Notre Dame. This is why you do it. We need to see more of this, but this is an incredible job by Lincoln Riley and his staff, and hopefully the first of many more to come.
Yeah, Nick, and when I see this move and all the things to talk about, I think are really important. But what this screams to me is that Lincoln Riley is gonna get the quarterback position right. I think he's done enough here that he has given himself so many bites at the apple. He is gonna get it right in the next year or so. They will have one of, I will say, the best quarterback in the nation, like they used to have with Caleb Williams. We look at what they did recently for 2025. Hassan Longstreet, a 5-star quarterback they bring in. What do they do? Hit the transfer portal as well. Get Heward out of Utah, a former 5-star recruit in his own right. Sam Heward, big time get in the transfer portal. I think he will get better under a Lincoln Riley led system. And now what do they do? In just a matter of 5-6 days, they have now, it hasn't happened yet, but pretty much flipped two big time quarterbacks in the Big Ten, one of the biggest being Jonas Williams. This guy is going to be absolutely huge for them as well. That gives them 4 bites, count it, 4 bites at the apple at the quarterback position. All top ranked guys, all really high recruits. If you look at 24/7 Sports, you know the rating system, all these guys rated 90 plus in that aspect. So I think it was really, really good by Lincoln Riley to show he is committed to getting this quarterback position right. He's doing everything he can to make that happen. And now we're seeing the results. I think this is going to be huge for the Trojans. I'm really excited to see how this position develops over the next few years.
And just what everything has gone on, right? Obviously, there's been a battle for Ryder Lyons in the 2026 class. USC reportedly is very close to flipping him, and now you've got this kid as well. USC is winning the battle for the quarterbacks. I just had to double check the latest with Ryder Lyons just to see if anything had happened. New reports are no change, right? In fact, a lot of people still favor him to go to USC. Now, will both these guys go to Southern Cal? I don't know. It seems unlikely, but stranger things have certainly happened. But the larger point is everyone wants to play in terms of quarterbacks. All the best quarterbacks want to play for Southern Cal. They want to play for Lincoln Riley. And if you get quarterback right, paired with the other organizational moves and defensive hires the Trojans have made this offseason, you will be winning a lot of football games. Not 9 wins, not 10 wins, but winning conference championships and winning playoff games and making a run to a national title. That's the trajectory the USC Trojans are on right now, and Lincoln Riley deserves a lot of credit for what he's done.